Well, hi everyone. Here's a quick overview of the Marantz NR1504. You're going to take a look at the hardware, go through the setup menu on screen, and then take the cover off and take a look inside. Well, we've got to start off with the form factor. It's probably why most of you are looking at this. It is a great size. Here it is compared to an Onkyo 626. And the Onkyo is a typical height for a lot of receivers. Here you can see it's about half the height, nice and compact. It is deeper than the Onkyo, but it's the same depth as the Pioneer that I own. And here it is just by itself. Again, nice and compact. It's a short unit. I think it's got a really nice aesthetic to it. The two dials make it look symmetric. I also really like how on the left and right side it's curved in here on the edges. Looks real nice. I like the input selector knob here. That's how you select your sources as opposed to having buttons on the front panel. And just a close-up of some of the front buttons. And now we'll look at the back panel and the connections. It's got AM/FM antenna, 3 analog inputs, remote control inputs, network. I really like how it has preamp outputs for the front speakers there. It's got some video inputs as well. It's got your coax and optical digital input. On the back panel it has 5 HDMI inputs and 1 output, as well as the speaker terminals here. I also really like how it has a detachable power cord. For me, it makes it a lot easier to get into and out of a unit when you don't have to route the power cord. And the speaker terminals, they look really slick in the pictures, the translucent. They're the same plastic as all my other receivers. Now a quick look at the setup menu and also just the regular menu. I don't intend to show you all the options. I just wanted to show you kind of how it was laid out. It's got I think, an intuitive format. It has the main sections here for the setup menu for audio, video, input, speakers, etc. And then you skip through those and there are sub options that you can click through. The one I want to show in more detail is the setup assistant. Now this is what's going to run the first time you ever plug this in. I think it's very handy. This is the same as the Denon I recently reviewed and also the upper level Marantz 1604. So you just step through it. It explains everything you're going to want to do. It shows pictures of, that's the actual remote that it has and the microphone. And then it talks about how to place your speakers. You can get additional help if you are unfamiliar with how to do all that. It goes through how to connect your speakers in order for your front, left, and right. Asks if you have a center channel, shows how to connect that one, where it's located on the back panel. Also asks if you have surround speakers and shows where to connect those up. Asks if you have a subwoofer. And then you confirm if that's the right setup for you. And then it goes through the Odyssey setup. If you want to, you can skip it, or you can go right into it when you first set up your system. You plug in the microphone. I think it's handy. It shows you exactly where to plug it in. It explains to you what it's going to do. Make sure that you have your subwoofer turned on and volume set right, and then you begin the test. And now for a quick look inside. I figure I'm fortunate enough to be able to try this out for free, so I want to let you see what's inside the box so you don't take the lid off and probably void the warranty. And we'll start with a look at the power input board. And I'm not going to pretend to know what everything in here is. I just wanted to give a look because some of you might. Here's the transformer and also a slightly higher quality picture of it. And next to it are the 2 power filter capacitors. They're slightly hidden by this harness here. So here's a couple of photos of it. You'll see there's 6,800 microfarads a piece, and there's 2 of them. In front of that is the amplification board. So it has the 5 channels for your speakers. You have the big aluminum heatsink there. This is very typical construction with the fins. Here's just a close-up view of the amplifiers attached to the heatsink. You'll see here that there's empty space for more amplifiers, and that's because this is a common chassis with the 1604 model, which is a 7.1 system. So just moving around, and like I said, I don't know what all this stuff is, but just wanted to show it off. So here is the circuit board that seems to be for the remote control in and out. There's also the HDMI connectors and digital audio input connectors there on that circuit board. And then it's going to swap over here to a slightly more in focus view of that amplifier board up front again. And that's it. So that's the end. Thank you very much for watching.